It is absolutely amazing that the Biden administration would constantly posture from a position of weakness rather than try to place America in a position of strength. By floating a balloon across the entirety of the United States of America, they were testing us, Maria. They were testing us to see what our resolve would be.
There's a logic to what the administration has done. The two shoot-downs have occurred around objects that were a threat to civil aviation. Remember, the initial Chinese balloon was at 50, 60,000 feet. That's not a threat. If you're down at or below 40,000 feet, now you're in the travel zones for civilian aviation. There are concerns about gathering intelligence. That's why I think it wasn't wrong for the administration to want to observe the first Chinese balloon. There's questions about where this stuff might land. The two shoot-downs obviously were over very remote areas.
China's a problem, and this administration thus far hasn't set a very good example of standing up to China. I think that shooting the balloon down in the Atlantic once it flew over all the military bases, including my own Fort Campbell, Kentucky, it's very disturbing. I'm glad this administration's taken it more seriously with respect to the balloons, but we've got a whole lot bigger problem with China than the spy balloon.
But China's taken advantage of us over and over and over again. And this administration has been just about tougher than any other. This administration is strong and tough on China, but mindful of the fact that we just, we can't stop talking to them. We have to try to have some kind of relationship. The bottom line is, until a few months ago, we didn't know of these balloons. Our intelligence and our military did not know. This went as far back as President Trump, at least 3 times.
It's wild that we didn't know, isn't it?
It is wild that we didn't know.
I can't say what their awareness was over the last 10 years, but obviously there was some awareness, but whether it was up to where it needed to be, that's a debate that Congress needs to have and questions that need to be answered by our military leadership.
To hear this Pentagon, quote, a senior official from the Pentagon, an unnamed official, coming out and trying to deflect blame, to say that this had happened in the Trump administration. I can assure you, if that had happened, the Trump administration would have dealt with it. If the Trump administration political leadership had known anything about this, they would have dealt with this.
This is time for the United States to take this as a turning point to invest. We need more sophisticated radar systems. We have them. We just don't have them deployed to protect continental United States. An integrated missile defense system. We've helped invest in Israel having an integrated missile defense system. We don't have one ourselves. This is a turning point where we need to discuss this is a threat and how do we respond to it.
The one thing, Chuck, that is troubling me here, I sort of see a pattern. As I looked at social media this morning, all of a sudden, massive speculation about alien invasions and, additional Chinese action or Russian action. In an absence of information, people will fill that gap with anxiety and other stuff. So I wish the administration was a little quicker to tell us everything that they do know.